And that would be the default MacBook microphone. Okay, check 1, 2, 3, and there we go. We've got audio in. We got audio in. We've got a video that's pretty dang far behind.
Yeah.
Well, actually, here's the easiest way to do it. 1,000, 2, 1,000. It's gonna be a good 30 seconds behind.
Yeah. 22, 21,
Yep.
somewhere in there.
So we'll let the people know in the streaming that they're behind.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do about it.
But really,
Remember, everybody is.
They're 20 seconds behind.
Well, if you actually want to do a town hall question and answer.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, we don't have a way actually getting the audio out.
No, we don't.
People attending.
Have to be
How
a
about
part.
put it in a chat? And have someone
Well, that would be
So
on Zoom.
if
That would be on
someone
Zoom side.
else logs in
They can
from their
monitor that.
phone in here,
Yeah.
they'll be able to watch. They'll be able to see that. That's good.
Oh, okay. Do we have?
That
what's
would be
the-
good.
All right. So, well, then
All
actually,
right,
I should
and so
probably.
then you need I guess we need.
Okay, let's see.
We need the Zoom. So where is the Zoom? And then
Join.
I'm gonna keep this. So here's the back end. This is the Zoom. This is the YouTube's feed.
Okay.
In case someone writes it, because they may put it in Zoom, they may put it in
Oh, in the comments on YouTube.
And YouTube.
Right.
Because again, the way it's linked, most people are actually on the YouTube, not on the Zoom.
Okay.
But this is the Zoom.
Okay, well, let's see. Let's start with that. 823 233.
You want to keep your backpack back here with the laptop?
2180.
Here, I'll just put it underneath.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yep.
I'm sitting at this table. So.
Oh, I see.
Oh yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. What? So maybe I'll do the same thing, Thomas.
Well, I figure
I don't want to take up too much of your space though.
Okay.
Tim,
I
there's
think
a
the
gap between stairs and stage.
Oh, go
That's
back.
why For my bag.
Oh, okay, I'll do that then. So that way I'm not taking up too much. I don't want to crowd Thomas.
Well, the thing is, the reason why I was choosing to sit here was that way we didn't have anyone bumping this particular table and
True.
having it.
We're gonna probably again not use the podium as much as possible.
Yeah, you just need the clicker, all right?
One,
and then there's
two,
only
three,
4
two,
slides.
two.
Mics are up there.
Join without video. Oh,
You know what though? When you
Admit.
don't have the two-way interaction back, it's actually gonna make doing the event a lot easier. You know what I mean?
Very really easy.
It'll make it much. Did you say after 3:30?
If we could wrap it up, yeah.
no, that's not it. No, not that. Pin. There we go.
But yeah, I figured we needed someone here from our group that could sit here and not bump the table. And
Okay. And I can leave. All I need to do is leave the chat open.
Yay.
Let's close my screen for right now.
Are you having fun yet?
Yeah.
Do we have a Zoom link to start like sharing or something?
No, it's being broadcast to YouTube.
Turned on right now
Oh, is it YouTube?
admit.
Oh,
I think you're
shit,
supposed
yeah.
to. I think you were supposed to pre-register. Oh, and wait. I need what the YouTube. What's the YouTube link? Oh, but I can get that from. Who's he sharing it to? To the Hetma YouTube. All right. I should go there. Hetma. No, not her. Yo.
Well, you know, it's probably more during your time. Batteries are full, but he left some up on the podium.
All right, cool.
Problem.
Just in case. Okay, cool. Oh, subscribe.
Did you guys see the tweet about
Oh, and there's-
announces the world's largest stack of branded Post-it notes. InfoComm21. Look at that.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Mark, that was funny.
I hadn't seen that one.
And then somebody posted further down. It's like, yeah, I'm still using my FSR brick from like 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got mine still.
Oh, here it is.
Did you
Here's
see
that.
this tweet?
Oh, geez, I'm.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
Oh, wow, we are live right now there too. I gotta move.
There's two people, you two.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
That's,
Oh,
yeah,
that-
that's why I just said you two.
Oh.
So I'm gonna turn down the volume because I don't need to hear myself. And I quickly got out of frame.
Joe, or did you want to?
No, I want this. Basically, our step and repeat.
Yep.
I want to make sure there's no screensaver ever.
Oh, yeah.
My back up in the chair for the moment, so that way people know that this seat is taken.
People showing up. Oh, and then he needs Zoom. There we go. Tim Van Wart has joined the meeting. Should be watching the stream too, just to see if people call in. If there's people on the call. Nope, just him. Like I said, it might be more people on the YouTube.
Did you see Tom Callan's message?
What? What is?
An error that's saying that the host has another meeting in progress.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, let's see. So what if I do this? End meeting for all. Start. Oh, because maybe I just started individual meeting.
Go back into Zoom.
Hold on, let me. My staff is now
There's
in it.
it.
There
Okay.
we go.
Okay, so then I had the wrong. Oh yeah, you just started it. Yeah.
So now we're in.
Yeah.
So let's see. So now you need what? You need this.
Yep. Mm-hmm. 897.
All right. Hey everybody.
Oh, and that password makes more sense.
Okay. I think people can start to tell. All right. Can you hear us? Can you hear us fine? Have you got us?
Yep.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Good.
Very good.
All right. They started striking the auditorium, so therefore, it's not going to be. We're going really old school. This is my laptop sitting in front. Now let me make sure that we are still.
21. Continue. Turn that video.
Oh, I guess I can look up my phone to see if.
Audio. There we go. And then I can bring up the chat. There we go. Oh, let me just make sure that. Go back here.
I'm checking the live stream to see if it's.
That's what I was actually checking too. I mean, let me close that. Let me refresh the page. Okay. Yeah. I
Hey
think
Joe, is there a HETMA background, virtual background?
Is there? I don't think so. Now, why is it showing that on the website?
No. I mean, from the YouTube, I've got.
Oh, there we go. If you go to YouTube, you're on the YouTube.
I'm on the YouTube.
So if you
'cause it
go
gives me the
to
live
the
chat.
website, you have to go to the.
You have to
live.
select it.
Yeah, you got
Okay.
to select the live.
All right. Well, I'm gonna be here because
I
I'm
think.
gonna stay here because this is where the chat is, right? There's no chat on the website, is there?
Hmm.
You didn't set up a separate chat on the website, right?
Hey Joe, is
Yeah.
there a HETMA background, virtual background?
Okay, you're coming through.
There's the delay.
I
Yeah.
don't think so. No, why is it- Good 30 seconds behind on the YouTube.
All right.
So anyone who's watching on the website, it's actually like 30 minutes behind, or 30 seconds behind. If you were one of the lucky ones to get the invite to join the Zoom call, then you got it live. But all right, so there, I put that. Okay, I think we're good. We're good till we're not.
Exactly.
How's it going, Joel?
What's up, Joe?
Hey. So you back home now? Made it back?
Yeah, we got in at 2 a.m.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I had to get Erica home. Figured I'd go home with her for this one.
All right. Our apology. We will be officially starting the program at 2:15.
No worries.
And then we walked in and they'd already started striking the entire room.
What?
Yeah. And even Joey, the Vix, is like, wait, what's going on here? And so we've got enough that we have a mic. This is my laptop just on a Zoom call, and then I'm sending the Zoom call in through to the YouTube. So
You're doing a great job, Joe.
here we go. So it won't be as interactive as we want it to be, but hey, that's why I didn't make all the promises. Said a lot of it. We all, I thought it was going to be more of we didn't have Wi-Fi, but it actually ended up being don't have AV. But
Isn't that the theme for the show this year? Seems
Yes.
like.
That's awesome.
yeah, all right. I will see you all. Gonna be
See ya.
15.
Fun times.
Is that permission to talk amongst ourselves?
Yes, it is.
Is Tim still there?
Yeah. In here? Yeah. An audio loop.
Hey, Tim, can you hear me?
This is that whole checking for attentiveness thing.
Yeah.
I hear you, so
Good to hear you, John.
you as well.
I was going to show Tim my new shirt.
Looks like Tim's just gonna miss out on that shirt. That's a pretty cool shirt.
You in the office, John?
Yep, I am in the office working on design work.
Hello, Mr. Callahan.
Joel, how are you?
Doing great, man. How are you doing?
Fantastic.
Good. Good to hear. Is that one of your photos behind you?
Yes, it is.
That's awesome.
Lucky where I live, I have a state park within walking distance from my house.
Really? That's
Yeah. And I live right next to one of the locks for the Erie Canal.
Do you really? So that's the photos that I've seen.
Yeah.
About, okay, gotcha. That's really cool. I didn't realize that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm right next to lock 2.
Oh wow, right in the beginning.
Yep.
We used to sing the Erie Canal song growing up as kids.
There's a song.
Yeah.
Sing it
Something
now.
about a mule and the name is Sal, 15 miles in the Erie Canal. You don't know the song?
No, I don't.
John knows it. He doesn't even live there.
I've never been up there, but I've heard the song.
And then, no, if you go far enough up in New York, you can go ride on a old canal barge being pulled by a mule.
Oh, wow. And near my house, in one direction is the Erie Canal, and the other direction is the Champlain Canal.
Oh, wow. That's cool. The Champlain one's much wider, isn't it? Isn't that made for the big?
In some spots, it is.
Okay. That's cool.
I got to run to go do a setup. Should be back soon.
All right. Have fun.
few more minutes. Just a few more minutes. 15. People are eating now. So you normally, if we had the two-way camera, you would have seen they're eating. But so.
So did he just imply that we have a one-way camera?
I believe that was the implication.
Because usually cameras only go one way.
Yes.
I didn't know if anybody else caught that, but I was just...
I think that's a new device from Mersive. They have a two-way camera, right?
We're actually going to work on a two-way camera after today, after Joe's suggestion. So we'll see. Yeah.
Basis of design be a piece of glass.
That's funny.
Excuse me, you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. Whoa, that was loud. All right, so here's the thing. We are doing, I'm gonna have to say this over here, hold on, because we got people online. We still got 5 minutes, but I'm gonna make you guys do stuff. And that do stuff is move from that side over to the center section and around here, and ideally up front, because it'll be like better to talk to you that way. So little going throwing an audible here, because we all knew about the Wi-Fi in the convention center is always awful. It's actually fine. But we did walk into some of the stuff being struck and not fully ready to do our two-way live stream. So we do have people who are online here and who are watching. So some people were lucky enough to get a Zoom link and they could join in if you're in higher ed. Because again, although we were virtual before, it was cool. We don't know how many people are going to be here in person. And then everybody else is watching on YouTube. So we got 2 streams going on. A little bit of housekeeping. For those of you watching on the YouTube, you're about 30 seconds behind. I set it to ultra, long, just because I didn't want it to keep buffering for you. So if we get to some interactive parts moving forward, as we go, you'll be 30 seconds behind, that's all I'm gonna say. But those of you who are in higher ed and you are on the Zoom link, you will be with us in real time. So that being said, I guess I should go up. Yeah, we're here. Dude, we're here. Yeah. This is awesome. This is amazing. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna tell a little bit of a story. I know. I do stories. Hey Siri, start a timer for 9 minutes. No. Hold on.
You set off everyone's iPhone.
I actually don't know what slide is next, so I'm just going to leave that one up. Hold on. Yep, there we go. We're going to leave that one up. I'm going to tell a little bit of a story because I just honestly have chills the fact that I'm standing up here on this stage right now doing this. 2 years ago, and BC is online, he can't be here in person, but 2 years ago, he's waving, and BC, oh, by the way, everyone on the Zoom, because they started striking the AV, they can't see you on the screen. So, but I'm telling you that BC's there and he waved at you. So there we go. 2 years ago, this week, and I'll call it InfoComm week, which really means it's like 2 years and 3 months, it's okay. There were 2 random guys walking around with a bunch of just junk and stuffing it in people's bags. A save the date card, let's see, my podcast, the glasses thing. There's only a couple of these left. And our little screwdriver things. And we started putting it out there and saying, hey, we're starting this organization. And to be honest, we didn't really even know what it was. Like, we just knew there was something missing. Because higher ed is such a different vertical than a lot of other verticals, in the sense that we have our users, of course, and we're customers. We sit in this weird middle place, right? And we knew that there was a need to advocate for what we do within the greater AV industry. And those of you many of you know the story, so I'm going to say it really quickly. We had a great trip to a manufacturer's headquarters, and was able to have conversations with their engineers about things that were coming down the road. And to be honest, we thought it was a dog and pony show. It's you go out there and you come back and you buy a bunch of stuff. I think it worked. Pretty sure it worked. But the most amazing part was not the trip. It was 3 months later when I got a call from the engineer saying, hey, all those things you told us to do, can I come to your campus and show it to you? And we went, oh, wait, what? You actually listened to us? We just thought that was the part you had to fill in before we went back out for more drinks. And that all of a sudden made BC and I go, we got to do something. There's something here. We need to build this relationship and figure out how we can fit and guide what our needs are within our vertical and the actual AV industry. And that's how HETMA was born. Some crazy day, we did a podcast with Mark Coxon and Chris Netto to announce this thing. And the funniest part of the podcast is it was Chris and Mark who were telling us what we need to do. We thought we were announcing something, and they're like, well, how about if you started certifying products, and what if you actually had these conversations about how to we would like to buy direct. Now, how can we build these relationships across and take it a step beyond what you would just normally see within the buying process? And so we recognized that at our schools, we had a lot of advantages that other schools didn't. We'd start meeting people, and how many times we heard, there were schools that didn't even know that there was educational pricing, and they're paying full retail. Guarantee you that integrator wasn't paying full retail. And so we recognized there was a need to provide for every one of us and build our community. And that's how this came about. We then had our first virtual conference where we saw a community come together in a way I've never seen before in my life. Right? It is true. It is true. It really was electrifying. And we got our group of 10 steering committee members together, put our heads together. We said, we're going to do conferences different, and that we are not going to put a call out for presentations like as normally done. We are going to decide the conversations we want to have, and then we're going to go find the subject matter experts to come in and speak to us. And that changed. We did that, and then there's random pandemic happened, and then we reached out and we knew there were so many of us going, we were planning on coming to InfoComm, and we all had all these presentations but nowhere to do them. And I reached out to Avixa and said, hey, we still want to do this. What if we did another virtual conference? And they said, yeah, let's do that. And we got to then host our second virtual conference of all the higher ed presentations that were supposed to have been done at InfoComm2020 in June, the same week that it would have been. And all of a sudden, we started noticing a trend going. Something was happening. And then we did it again. And we found that there's so many different things that we do online, and we all got Zoom fatigue. But then at some point, we decided let's figure out how we can build a community. Remember how we created the group, the chat rooms you could jump in and out of? I remember some people, it's funny because I remember John, how you doing, John? Being on that virtual conference, and how people would just turn it on and they would just stay there all day. And maybe there's a break, you could just come back into the main room and just talk and hang out. And we've never seen that in a virtual platform, and it was just done off a regular Zoom call. And that started to change and recognize something was happening with our group. And that's when we all got together and said, hey, people are coming at us, our manufacturers are coming at us, we're starting to build our relationships, we need to do something. We need to actually make this happen, and it was a cool little volunteer organization, which it is. Then in March, we said, okay, we have to make the step, and became an official 501c3 organization. That scared the hell out of me, by the way, because now there's a responsibility. And then, also, to all you manufacturer sponsors, thank you very much. This is a tax-deductible donation now. So make sure you keep that receipt. And we realized now we can start looking ahead and figuring out how to make this be true advocates for the AV industry. And hence why we said, no matter what, we're going to put a stake in the ground and we're gonna hold an event at InfoComm. Exactly 2 years after we said, in fact, this last time, there was an InfoComm in person, where we founded it and we needed to be here. And hence we're here. So I just want to say a huge, well, I want a round of applause, but I would like to just do a little toast to everybody. And if you're online and you're here, this is to you, whether you're a higher ed tech manager, whether you're one of our manufacturer partners. I know if you're an integrator, a reseller, if you are a wonderful organization like Avixa, we have our media organizations like AV Nation and Rave. Your support of our organization has, you have no idea how I felt the love of this industry more than anything, and being here with you and seeing what you do is amazing. So this is to you all. Cheers. Cheers. Woo. Woo. So that being said, that was my long speech. Did I do it in 9 minutes? Probably not. That being said, we obviously are now doing two big things kind of moving forward. We have today, we're also going to do another session. Today we were going to do kind of a recognition banquet, but we recognized that a lot of people couldn't necessarily be here. People we want to recognize couldn't either be online as well. So we're going to be holding another event in December. We have our main event coming up, our next virtual conference, because we did win Best Virtual Conference, coming up in February. I think it's February 20, something like that, a couple weeks after ISE. We'll be doing our next one, and all of these wonderful sponsors will also be our key sponsors in presenting sessions. But we're also going to do something in December, because we are going to be moving this to an amazing Brave platform to allow us to utilize a lot of their back end. If anyone's seen the launch platform, we'll be moving it to the launch platform for December and on to, and they've been awesome in donating that service to us and allowing that to happen. So cheers to that. I know that Megan just left the room, but virtually she'll know that I gave props to that direction. And I think Tim's probably gonna come back. So we want to make sure that Maybe Nation did the food, that's good. But I do want to take a moment. We need our manufacturer partners for this to be successful. And that's why we did reach out and got sponsorships. Now we realize that we have expenses, things that we do, and programs that we're going to be presenting. But I want to take a moment to recognize all of our manufacturer partners. If you want to get up and say a word or two, I would love for you to. If you want to say, yeah, no, I don't want it, that's fine. But I know Ronnie with One Beyond is just awesome. If you have not seen, she's not online nor here. But if you have not seen their cameras, their PTZ cameras, they're phenomenal cameras. I just saw a video turn on, and no, that was not her. Next up, where's Gina? Gina! I'm sorry, everybody, if I've ever said to you all that you're my favorite person in the AV industry, I lied, because it's Gina. Just so and you all understand why, right? Gina, Atlas ID, thank you so much. Would you like to say a few words?
It's our pleasure. Thank you for allowing us to do this today.
Oh, well, I appreciate it so much. There they are, Patty and Paul, with Aurora Multimedia. I gotta say, all right, I gotta say something right now. Kudos for taking the opportunity at InfoComm to just seize the opportunity on your booth. That was just huge. And at a time where our AV industry needed somebody to step up, you did. And so I appreciate that. So, Aurora Multimedia, thank you. You wanna say a word?
Thank you, everybody. We're always good supporters of education. So to be part of this, it's both ways. So I really appreciate being allowed to actually participate in these. I'm glad to see faces back in person. So thank you, everybody.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So you all know too, Everybody has also created, I went to all of our sponsors and got a nice, and I think everyone's seen it on our YouTube. We did wrap-up shows. We had conversations with every one of our sponsors to talk about things that they're doing, the products they brought, and road mapping. So make sure that if you haven't already gone on our YouTube to watch our wrap-up shows, to do that, because you're also going to get a little bit of an insight as to what they've brought as well. I'm gonna skip a VIXA, because we got some big stuff with a VIXA coming up that we are gonna get right back to. And is Tim back in the room? I don't see Tim back in the room, but the food was sponsored by Tim and AV Nation and Conference Technologies. Oh, Jimmy, you're dead to me. Jimmy, you're dead to me. For the record, I sold something to Jimmy before he sold something to me. Got our sponsorship, Jimmy. No. Actually, and I gotta say, so CDW, you all have CDW contracts. The coolest thing about when, I actually sent the little email thing to Jimmy, kind of as a joke, not really as a joke, kind of as a joke, telling him about this, and his love for our industry, because you worked it every day, is so seen. So I appreciate it. Would you like to say something on behalf of CDW?
Oh, okay, exciting. Hi everybody, we're happy to sponsor this. As Joe said, I came from higher ed. I understand, the pains, and I've talked to a lot of you, but we're really thankful to be a part of this, and we want to keep being a part of this. We offer AV solutions, we help do those things. This is the coolest part about higher ed, is that everybody can talk to each other. It has to be the same way with your vendors, your sellers, whoever. So talk to us. Get in touch with me. I want to talk to all of you. I want to see what you're up to. So thank you all.
Thank you, Jimmy. You're dead to me. No, no, I love you. Kayla. Oh my gosh. Okay, so everyone knows that I'm a big homer for my Hudley cameras, big time. And this company, when we found it, I remember sitting with Chi. Where's Chi hanging the logo? Where's Chi? There's Chi in the back. When we got our first ones and we set them up on our display, and I thought, I'm in love with this thing. And then I got to meet the company, and the only thing better than the cameras is the people. And every single interaction I've ever had with Hudley is just, you see a heart of people who believe in their product and believe in us. So thank you very much. Would you like to say a word? Hudley. There we go.
Thank you. No, I think it started earlier this year when we had the opportunity to work with you and your team on being the first solutions, workshop or whatever. I think it was like 6 hours one day that we spent together doing podcasts and really looking at what Hudley Solutions can offer to the higher education space. So we absolutely love you and totally support you and back you in everything you do. So we're looking forward to a great 2022. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow. All right. Next one, Tim, you're going to have to come up over here. We're going to have to try something. Joel, I'm not going to promise this is going to work, but we're going to try to make this happen and put a microphone up against the computer. We do know that there is a Mr. and Mrs. Higher Ed. All right. Who am I talking about? Joel and Erica are Mr. and Mrs. Higher Ed, and that's it. That's just the way it is, and you're always going to be there no matter what you do for Mersive. You will always be Mr. and Mrs. Higher Ed. We just know that their heart for us and our organization. Obviously, everyone knows that Mersive makes the incredible Solstice and sharing technology and everything. By the way, you guys look at the stuff they do. It's incredibly crazy and amazing. And again, it's like just the people. I cannot thank you enough. And I remember when I sent the little thing out that we're looking for sponsors, the first thing he does, I emailed, I didn't know actually who the email, I didn't know who he was doing, so I think I emailed like 50 people or something. He's like, I love that you did that. So anyway, Joel, Erica, thank you very much, and we're going to see if the microphone's being held up. Would you like to say a few words?
Of course, Joe.
Hey, it worked!
All right.
Yay, AV. No, it's awesome. I'm sorry I'm not able to be there. We had to get home earlier than expected, but we absolutely love the organization, where they're going. If anybody ever needs anything from immersive, reach out to me regardless of where you're located. We'll always make sure you're getting taken care of. But we're just honored to be asked to be part of this as the AV couple, as Joe so well puts it, but also more importantly, as the organization immersive that we represent. So thank you guys for inviting us in. And Joe, you look a little shorter through a camera than real life. There you go.
Maybe I can stand at an angle the direction.
Perfect. Perfect.
Does that work better? There we go.
And Tim did a great job holding the mic. I'm just throwing it out.
Good. Fantastic work there, Tim. All right. Hey, thank you. Now, I guess everyone needs, I already told the story. HETMA wouldn't exist if it weren't for Panasonic, because they're the ones that we went out to their factory and had their engineers listen to us. So that was amazing. Their support, obviously, from day one. It was even Daryl who kind of penned we were virtual before it was cool, just out of a random conversation, and we stuck it, and we stuck it as our own. So, Jared, besides being a great country western fan, now, thank you very much for your support, continued support. Would you like to say a few words on behalf of Panasonic? Hank. Wait, but Hank, oh, hey, BC, Hank's here.
There we go, yeah. Shout out to BC. No, just again, Jared and I are here on behalf of Daryl Kroll, and again, just to be a part of HETMA from the foundation, and we'd like to continue that relationship. So thank you for the opportunity. As our founder once said years ago, decades ago, it's always about the voice of the customer, right? So my 21st century interpretation is superior customer service with absolutely no excuse. AKA, we want to listen from all of you on how we can do better and build solutions that fit your needs. So appreciate the opportunity, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the day today.
Awesome, thank you so much. Yeah, wow. This is just, I'm loving telling these stories, like seeing everybody and thinking how you've impacted me, my school, all of y'all, and this organization. And then we know, okay, going to Ray, I think that Megan stepped out, but I gave my my little thing again. For next conference, we'll be on the launch platform. And then where's Andrew? Andrew's around here. Where you at? You moved over there? Oh my God. Okay, so what? He's like the coolest guy. Like, is it just me, or like he's like Mr. like webinar guy now? And having those solutions, I remember when, you know, I may or may not have had a brand that I installed, and you're like, I don't care you did that, I'm sending you this thing. And you're gonna sit down and talk to me, and you're gonna hear about what our products do. And I was like, oh, okay. And you've been a huge supporter of me, of my podcast, of higher ed, and you are out there all the time pushing and showing why your solutions work for us, and just an amazing, amazing guy. So it's been obviously a huge pleasure just getting to know you lately over this last, probably, well, it's a couple of years now. So thank you very much to Sennheiser. Would you like to say a few words on behalf of Sennheiser?
Yeah, likewise. I don't really consider us necessarily a sponsor. We're really a partner. I have learned so much from this community, just with some of the things that we've been doing as a company. You guys have really helped us. I feel more than I can explain, just with all the conversations that we've had. Great insight that you've given us. So thank you for that to everybody in this room that we've met. And I also got to say, it's a very weird experience because I'm meeting so many of you for the very first time from the neck down. Tim, I had no idea until 2 days ago how tall you were. I just envisioned you probably about 6 inches shorter. Anyways.
Oh, that's rad.
But thank you guys.
Thank you very much. All right. Now, I'm pretty sure the first time I met this next guy, he just kept feeding me drink tickets at Drunk Uncle's. I'm pretty sure it was like, here, would you like one? Oh, sure. Would you like 12? Oh, okay. Sharp NEC has been a huge support. We all, and many of you are very familiar with Renee, who is a crew member on the AV Life, and who has always said, how can we reach out and know exactly what it is, what kinds of problems you have? And I remember Renee saying that. It's not about what products you need, but tell me what problems you have. And I remember her saying that on an episode. And that always stuck with me. And as you guys got to see downstairs, and hopefully you got to the little room over there with the amazing products that they brought, but their road mapping and how you really think to connect to the customer. First off, the coolest guy in all of AV, so right here. What?
Low bar.
Well, that is true. Richard, thank you so much, Sharp NEC. Would you like to say a few words?
Thanks, sir. I appreciate it. I'm the just awful replacement for Renee. She would love to be here, but she's a grandma once again. Born yesterday, so that's super cool. I echo actually what the chap from Panasonic said, and I think the Sennheiser guy kind of was going there too. You guys make us be better partners to you. Every time we have an interaction, I've been over the last couple of days, seen a few tours that you folks have done, James, Tim, and Joe have been around our space, and just hearing you connect with our engineers, getting us to think about things in a different way. You continue to do that. That's why we love being a partner of this association and hearing, again, back to Renee's point, right, what the problems are so we can figure out how the best way to answer those problems together. So it's a great partnership, and thanks for having the ugly guy instead of the lovely lady Renee here.
Thank you so much. Now, there's one more name up there, and I got lucky that I put them all in alphabetical order. And so the last one, how am I doing on time? Oh, no, wow, I'm actually on time. I'm actually shocked. That this makes the transition to what's next. What are we road mapping as an organization? We've talked about how our manufacturer partners are so important. So one thing that we are going to be bringing, and we're announcing today, you've heard it before, but that is our HETMA approved program. I know Donovan's on the call here. If he is available to say a few words, it'd be kind of cool, but maybe he's not, I don't know. I know he's listening in. Here's the thing. I don't want to call it a certification program because we are not here to say whether a product is good or not. But one problem that we have, is he on?
He's there, yeah.
Great. One problem we have, or actually a lot of schools might have, is that they don't all have USD dollars and can't afford to make mistakes all the time. And so when they have to spec a product and pick a product, they have to know that it's going to work. They don't have the luxury to go back and say, hey, I got to find something else. And of course, when we buy one, we don't buy one of something, we buy 200 of something, right? In order to standardize. And so what we're doing is we're now announcing the HETMA approved program, which will work like this. Let's say as a manufacturer, you could send us product. And what we're going to do is say, does it actually match and meet the specs you say it does, right? So if your projector or your whatever is supposed to be 3,500 lumens, is it? And in what situation? We will take it to multiple schools. We'll put all your products in and test them, and then give back our white paper. And this is who had it. This type of organization, this type of organization, this size school. This is where it met. And then along with that, your business practices. Do you offer the warranties that we expect? Hot swaps. Do we get a personal rep, which we know, if we've seen here, that we can pick up and call? If you can match those, we are going to gladly say that it is a HETMA approved product, so that our colleagues know when they need to spec something, and maybe they're a one man, one woman band at their institution, that they can trust that this is something that's going to work in the situation that we've done it as, and we will back that. So that is a program we're really excited about. So Donovan, do you want to say a few words, or did I just take all the wind out of the sails?
No, you pretty much
before you say that,
covered it.
wait, hold on one sec.
I almost forgot, because I almost left in, why did I skip Starin? Starin has partnered with us that they are gonna serve as the, like, you can't send us like 10 projectors and then us have to pay for getting that out. So Starin is a distributor, and we have partnered with them that they are gonna work to be the middleman between all of this to make sure the shipping and logistics of all the products work out. So, and they are donating those services to us. So that's that. Yes. All right, now Donovan, you may say something.
I think that's, I think you pretty much covered everything. I think the biggest part of what we're trying to do at HETMA is to certify products, not necessarily for corporate or for, you know, the regular user, but to make sure that they work for us in higher ed, because our standards are different, our use cases are different. So really being able to do that and be able to put our stamp on it is where this program is living.
Yeah, yes, exactly. I love it. I'm really excited about this. So all y'all manufacturers, everyone out there, this is gonna be a big push going forward, and we are starting our first products. Some manufacturers are already in, so we've got some. And also, if you are watching online as a tech manager and you'd like to be a subject matter expert, or you are a subject matter expert and would like to join and test products, please reach out to Donovan. All right, so that is an exciting thing that we're doing. Next, focus groups, and our chair is sitting in the room for that, so Raj is here. A little bit about a focus group is, let's say a product approval is probably, it already exists. Focus groups is, we are maybe in the NDA stage still. And, or we were trying to roadmap what types of things you would want. Let's say you would, if you're a manufacturer, how would you like to have a group of 10, 12 higher ed tech managers that go across the landscape from large schools, small schools, private schools, public schools, where you can bounce ideas off of us and we can build that collaboration together and help you roadmap so that we end up getting products that we actually want to use, that have the specs we want, and that also allows you to sell products that we actually want, right? So that is the win-win. Raj is the chair of that. Would you like to say a few words about that?
Good thing, Joe. I think Joe hit the point on the major aspects of that. One of the key things will be that we want to make sure that that partnership that has been established is continued forward. And the advisory, the technology advisory capability that we can provide is there in place, because each one of us has expertise and we worked on different things over the past however many years. And we want to make sure that with the partnership, we're able to provide and leverage that for our partners as well too. So thank you.
Great, thank you very much. So that is really exciting to me. So you see we're being able to play kind of two sides of that, the pre-production and the post-production side. And then finally, around 1 minute to spare too. Wow, that's the first time I've actually stayed on topic enough to get in place in time. All right, I guess, may I have Mr. Dave Labuscus and Joey Lloyd? Would you like to come on up to the stage? We have an amazing, amazing thing to share today. I know.
Oh, goodness.
There's actually a microphone.
Do you really want to give me one of these? I'm really loud.
Oh, well, you know what? People have to hear it, whether they're in the back end.
lying.
Well, we know.
You're really sick of me this way.
You're gonna have to share though, or maybe I'll have to do this thing. Yeah, so I need to tell a little bit of a story. So what's coming, did you see the press release today? Oh my God, it's real.
So exciting.
It's real. I'm gonna say a few words and I'm gonna let you all say a few words. A little bit of history of HETMA. When we did our steering committee, I purposely skipped a little over the steering committee. And the reason for that is our 10-person steering committee, when we did this, and I wish Caden isn't on, and it's such a bummer, but when we put the steering committee, I said, I want to find a large school, a small school, I want private schools, I want public schools, I want to make sure there's religious schools. Let's get everybody, a voice. And we did that. And all 10 of the people on the steering committee were basically photocopies of me and sorry, those of you who are in the steering committee and in the room, middle-aged white guys.
Were they all? They all look like you?
Well, Tim is tall. Tim's tall, unless you're tall like Tim. But that's exactly what ended up happening. And Caden came in to our virtual conference and said right there and called me out, said, I really like what your organization is doing, but it's just a bunch of you and you're just a bunch of white guys. That how come you don't have any diversity anywhere? And I was like, oh, damn, you're right. And I said that day, I'm committed to making a difference in this organization because it's something I believe in. I love investing in young professionals. I love investing in women. I'm part of the diversity council. I'm part of the women's, right? I get involved, yet when I had an opportunity to put a board together, I failed. And when that call out came, I said, we're gonna do something. And I got on a call, this wonderful lady here, and we said,
May I?
you may.
Okay.
This is you.
So I got asked to give Joe a call, and I didn't know him, but we share a name, so, I figured it couldn't be all bad. And I had read through the press release, and there was like this one line about diversity, equity, and inclusion. And we were really getting on the phone to chat about InfoComm and IBIXA and, this new HETMA thing. And I focused in on that line, and if any of you know me, know that I've been passing out pins all week. I have been an absolute advocate for the work that we've been doing at IBIXA in bringing in more people of color and women and really shining a light on where we need to have representation. And so Joe and I got to talking, and he told me about a woman he had met recently, a one-woman show, a woman of color who was at a small university, and she wasn't getting the recognition that she deserved. She didn't have access to IBIXA because she couldn't pay for it. She didn't have access to CTS. She didn't have access to InfoComm, so she wasn't getting recognized for how amazing she truly was. And I said, well, Joe, I've been working on this thing, and how can we do more of this? And Dave is behind me, and all of IBIXA is behind me. And today is the culmination of that work with the PRISM Scholarship.
Yay! Yay! So we are announcing the PRISM Scholarship.
I did my best, Dave.
That was
my
good.
worst, Dave.
That was good.
Thanks for being here.
So, Dave, a few words?
Yeah, I don't know how to follow that. I travel around, or get used to travel around the world and meet with the AV industry in different places. And as doing that, you meet with an industry that's in varying stages of development. And so much of what we take for granted in the US or North American marketplace is absolutely unable to be taken for granted in the rest of the world. And oftentimes, small groups similar to organically form. And as I was listening to your presentation and seeing the things you were doing, I was like, yeah, there's probably like a paper to write or a book to be written about the evolution of industry communities. And then, so I'm taking too much time, I'm sorry.
No, but I ended on time, so you're fine.
What do I have, an hour?
You got an hour and 10 minutes.
Should I sit?
Once upon a time. And then overlaying sort of this evolution of communities and the creation of communities was the thinking about the PRISM Scholarship and looking at this group and thinking to myself, these people are here because they feel they belong. And you feel like you belong because you were invited in and you were made welcome and you were treated as an equal and you were asked questions and you answered questions. And anything that you can do, I can do, or our organizations can do to make that same outreach can have nothing but benefit to an expanding and growing and more diverse and more creative community. So I just think it's actually a beautiful evolution of the organization at this stage to say, wait, it's easy, right? It's the clique of friends, but to stop and say, actually, this is more important, this is more valuable, let's use the power of this to actually change the world. So I congratulate all of you. It's really been nice to meet you this week, Joey. Joey reached out to me over a year ago and said, this matters to me, this is what's important to me, I want to be involved in it. And I said, all right, well, why don't you run it? She's like, so much of what Avixa has done, the initiatives that we've taken, have started in Joey's heart and soul. And so thank you to you, Joey. Joe, thank you not only for this, but for everything that you've done and your organization has done to make this event something that not only is unlike anything we've ever done, but unimaginably better, I think, than anything we ever anticipated. So congratulations, and thank you for doing this for our industry.
Well, thank you very much. This could not have happened without Avixa. No, give me a hug. Now we can have a high five. All right. Oh, yeah, you can keep that and keep talking.
No, somebody's going to take it.
Thank you very much. All right. So here's I'm going to give just the details really quick of the PRISM Scholarship. First off, that was the most amazing name. I didn't come up with it. Fantastic name. Annie was all over that name, and it's perfect because if you think about light, AV, light, multiple colors, love it, and everyone else loved it when we presented it. Here's the quick details about it, and more will come. The press release went out today from HETMA and from Avixa, and here are the details. Get ready for this. When we had our first meeting and we said we're going to do a DEI, thank you, a DEI initiative, I actually said this is great because every organization kind of gets their little chair and they have a conversation, but then that's it. They just talk. I said, let's not do something unless we actually can impact and do something. Here's what the scholarship is, and it really should say scholarships because it's 10 of these, 10. It's not one. And I'm going to try to get it all, so I'm doing it off memory because it's just a long, long list. They get access to all the trainings for Avixa trainings and their elite status. They get be able to take the CTS test. They get a mentor from HETMA as someone to kind of guide them over the course of that year. They get a trip to InfoComm to come and be invested in the industry. So it's learn, get all the access to all of the training needed, get personal mentorship from somebody who's developed in the industry, and to be able to come and experience our industry. To me, that's going to change lives. That is going to be something where these 10 individuals every year will know that they're invested in this, in our industry. And so I encourage you, if you know any women, people of color, everyone, please, if you're underrepresented and you know it, please reach out. We will get more details coming out because the applications will start in December. So can I just get a round of applause for that? I mean, that's amazing. So that is the roadmap of this organization. And we're all here, we're in person. That's amazing. So that being said, this is going to be everybody's favorite part of the event because I'm done talking. And we're going to turn it over and tell. We'll be wrapping up around 3:30, and then get drinks and stuff like that. So we're going to finish up with just a little bit of a town hall, a little bit of a conversation. If you're online and you want to write something in, we got people watching. If you're here, I actually don't know what you're doing, Tim, so I don't know why I'm actually trying to say what you're doing. So there you go.
I mean, you just just don't stop talking anyhow, so, you know.
That's true.
Just like when you take over my podcast, there's also that too, so, you know. So, for those of you who are on the Zoom call, I am actually looking at the chat right now. So, Raj, Joel Caro says, "Go Raj." So, just so you got it. Just make sure you got that part. And BC says Joe needs more flags on his badge. So, we gotta get that man some more flags. So basically what we're gonna do, so if you have questions, you can put them in the chat here. If you are on the live stream for YouTube, you can put them there too. I'm gonna keep an eye on that. And then we're gonna leave it open also to everybody here on the floor. So if you have questions regarding maybe some things that happen here in InfoComm, some things that about what we're doing in HETMA, and especially some of the programs we got coming up. So we'll open the floor. So it's up to you guys.
I just have a quick question.
Yeah, sure.
Can folks just stand up and recognize what institution they're representing?
Sure. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, and I'm Tim Van Wert. I am the 1-year member at large on the executive board here for HETMA. I am also the senior project supervisor for Rutgers University in New Jersey. So I will be your host for this portion of the show. Now that Joe relinquished his things. All right.
You want to go around?
You want to do that too? We can do. All right, go ahead. We'll start in the back. You got the mic, so.
Hey, my name is Chris Piso. I'm from the University of Michigan Ross School of Business. I'm responsible for all the AV infrastructure.
Cool. And for those who are on the live stream, if you're not hearing this, we're just doing some quick introductions here inside the room. So, and then we could probably read off who's on the stream as well.
I'm Mark Eggert. I'm the Classroom Technology Manager at McAllister College in St. Paul. So, well, I'm holding the mic. I'm Troy Powers. I'm from George Mason. I'm a lead technician there.
I'm Ann Shimke from the University of Iowa, and I am as well a lead technician for learning spaces and all of AV.
I'm Gabriel Michelson, Southeast Regional Sales Manager for Hudley. Excited to be here. Thanks, guys.
Stephen Peacock with Texas State University.
Don't forget about Chi. Yeah, you missed Chi. He's hanging out with the manufacturers back there.
So here's who this person is. I rank all my staff. He's my favorite.
Hi everyone, my name is Chi Hang No. I work for Joe from USC. I'm the AV IT Solutions Architect.
I'm Michael Poe from Shelby State Community College in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and I'm the one-man AV guru for everything there.
Aren't we all in some instances?
My name is Chris Dector. I'm from University of Wyoming. Currently, check back in 2 years.
John Hamilton, AV Manager, Emory University in Atlanta, Georgia.
Amy Foster, Associate Director of Classroom Technologies at Washington and Lee. And the Secretary of HETMA.
I'm Lex. I'm the UX designer at UFC. And I designed the logo. Joe forgot to give me any recognition marks. He doesn't care.
Yeah, Lexi did the masks too. My name's Hunter. I'm the AV IT project facilitator at USC.
I'm Raj Singh. I'm at USC as well. I manage the design and engineering team. I'm also part of HETMA board as well, and I work on focus groups.
Rohan Palmer, IT Supervisor for Classroom Technology Services at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
Frank Limo, I am also from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas,
and I am the audiovisual system specialist slash acting manager of the department.
Thomas Love, I'm Public Arts at Community College, support analyst 2, and I deal with all the media classrooms on all campuses.
Hi, I'm Adam Waldmiller. I am from the Rochester Institute of Technology, where I'm a student and an AV worker there.
I feel like everybody's kind of sick of me at this point. I'm Erin Marmoran from Johns Hopkins University, and I'm also the 2-year at-large member of HETMA.
Hi everyone, I'm Mike Peterson. I'm the Audiovisual Experience Manager at Iowa State University. I'm the membership chair of HETMA. I'm also currently the chair of the Technology Managers Council with AVIXA. So as I'm just gonna take a moment as the membership chair. All of you need to reach out to all of your friends and colleagues in higher ed, and please invite them to join, because every person who works with AV in higher ed should be a member of HETMA.
Did we get Will? Yeah, the man behind the camera?
We did get Will because he's behind the camera.
Yeah, Will DeWitt has been doing an awesome job for us, giving you all close-ups of who's been introducing themselves. So here you go, Will.
I'm Will DeWitt, College of Charleston, and temporary HETMA cameraman.
Will has come in the clutch in a bunch of different spots, so thank you, Will, for all of that. So, okay. Yes, there have been multiple thanks from people on the chat, Will, for your work. So, so okay. So now, for now, back open to the floor for anybody else. Anything? Any questions?
Joe wants to talk again.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I'm in a different role now.
Now he switched hats.
We got a unique opportunity with so many of our manufacturer and distributor partners here. What value do you all as manufacturers think that we can bring to you as an organization? What would you like to see from us?
So Joe just asked the manufacturers what they would want to see from us, in case anybody from the laptop here couldn't hear that. So.
Again, Hank Reed, Panasonic. It goes back to my earlier comment, just the consistent feedback, good, bad, and ugly, right? I think you need to have those crucial conversations, what makes us good, what maybe we could do much better in, but always give us at least the opportunity to present our solution. And I like what you said earlier, Joe, is let us try to figure out the problem, right? So that's sticking with me after I heard that today, is, that's really why we're all here. Yes, we want to obviously get you more Panasonic gear. That's what we do for a living, and we love it and we're passionate about it. However, at least in my territory with my customers, there's oftentimes I'll recommend a competitor's product because I value the relationship I have with my partners and I don't want to steer them in the wrong direction. My boss doesn't like that, but I think what it does is establish that relationship and that partnership and solidifies that. So long term, that would be the ask, is give us, the manufacturers, the opportunity to build that trust and relationship and see if we let you down. And obviously if we do, it'll probably go in a different direction, but at least give us that opportunity and let us know what we can do better, so in return we can take that back to our factory team and make those adjustments.
What Hank said. Thank you very much for that. Anybody, any other manufacturers want to chime in with anything else?
I couldn't say it better.
Sennheiser agrees. All right, anybody else? Okay. Well, I also want to say, my experience, so I'm a first-time InfoComm attendee, so this was very awesome for me. So you hear a lot. I've been in the industry as far as higher ed AV is concerned for about 10 years now. Actually, it'll be 11 come January. And this is my first opportunity to get here to InfoComm, and from the stories I've heard from everybody, it's not the InfoComm that for people who have been in the past it's been. But from my experience, this has been an absolutely incredible time now. Just to kind of give my 2 cents on all of that. And I think we all agree that it was definitely it was the right timing for this event to happen. We all needed this and this very moment. We could also leave this open for anybody who wants to share any experiences or stories they want to share as well. For those who maybe are sitting at home wondering if, in June, if they should make their way out to Vegas, which you should most definitely do, or if it's something you're trying to budget for future year, yes, I think yes, do it. So if anybody wants to share, we could do that as well. Oh, and before I forget, Chris, it is happy birthday to you as well. I know we wished Chris back there late yesterday happy birthday, but we have the group here, so happy birthday again. BC wanted to make sure that you got that. All right, any stories? I'm also looking at my chats. What was that? We need Hetma t-shirts, I think, yes. Or polos. No? Can I get a Hetma bow tie?
I'll get you a bow tie just for you.
Thank you. I need a Hetma bow tie, and it needs to flash, I think. We gotta figure out how to make it light up and do fun things like that.
I'll put in a requisition for Hetma shirt sponsored by Amazon.
Oh, there you go.
I wanted a shirt if you have too.
Okay.
I've got an educational one, like
Yeah.
a future direction of education.
Go ahead.
For me, I look at, I brought it up,
I've brought this up before as an aspiring attorney here in the future, that a lot of law schools now in particular, there are 5 in the United States that are ABA accredited that do hybrid or mixed type platforms. Rutgers being one of them, by the way, in the room.
Yep.
Just recently launched. So, I've got one near my hometown. I live in Cincinnati, I'm at University of Dayton. So you have these traditional stoic institutions, brick and mortar, in person. I know it behooves all the institutions to have the kids in the classroom, totally makes sense. But moving and looking towards the future, I think most of us would probably agree hybrid in some capacity in the workplace or in higher education is here to stay. What does that look like in the next few years, and what solutions may be required to make that viable for not only the professors and faculty teaching, but the overall student experience?
That is a very great question. I know we have a lot of great minds out here, so anybody want to chime in with their go ahead, Troy.
Just real quick. I'd say maybe pedagogy, unfortunately. So something maybe we can't totally control. I think the way to be successful in the classroom with like high flex learning or hybrid learning is to plan the lessons, to plan the curriculum around that. And until you do that, there's always going to be a loss. Does anybody else have anything to say?
Well, I think there's going to be definitely a level of meeting equity that we're going to need to make sure we maintain. I was listening in on the trends in conferencing and collaborations event yesterday, the session out on the main floor, and that was one of the things that kind of stuck with me, is maintaining that meeting equity, because we're all used to being on Zoom and we're all used to having this grid right in front of us, of having everybody, as I've completely confused Richard Hutton, as you heard, that, I was, only like 6 feet, and Andrew too, that I confused. I was 6 inches shorter than I was in real life. Is bringing that Zoom experience of everybody at the same level to an actual physical space. So I think that's gonna be a big challenge for us going forward as well, because right now our classrooms are designed lecture hall style, and trying to bring that into that space without having the big Wizard of Oz head up on the screen in front of everybody is going to be something to go for. So. Anybody else? I think we'll have to go back and mull that one over a little bit more, and we'll get you some better answers on that. I do have a. Yeah, there you go. Raj, there you go. We'll get a focus group together on that one. I got a question from Ryan Gray on Zoom. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Lex. I looked down.
No, how dare you, first of all. I don't know if this makes sense, but I was just mulling it over.
It just, in my experience in higher ed and working with technology managers, I feel like there's always the issue with communicating technology to teachers, to professors, etc. And you could do the best that you possibly can and have the best technology, but if they don't understand it, it's kind of useless. So are you guys planning on having any sort of way, maybe like, for example, USC just came out with, like, we have our new system, right? We would have loved to have tested that with more faculty or more people in general. Is there anything I know you guys are gonna do this for individual products, but would you guys be able to kind of review systems and like give advice based on that? So if a university is looking towards a solution for them and other universities who have done something similar, or managers who have, different backgrounds offer input in. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. Our team kind of felt a little siloed in like what we were making, and I can only imagine it would just be better if you got more people involved to discussing it.
It's funny, actually. Yeah, I think Troy, actually, I think we were kind of talking about something similar to that earlier today. I mean, yeah, I agree, Lex. I think that would be something maybe we could start it. I don't want to speak for Joe too much, but I think that's a great idea.
I'm done speaking.
You're done speaking, okay. But there's definitely a need, because you're not the first to mention that, Lex. There have been other universities who have, you get a design from a consultant or something like that, and they swear up and down it works, and you look at it and you go, yeah, this probably could work, but to have that like third set of eyes to kind of look at it and say, okay, yes, or no, this is not, like, this thing they're saying it's going to work, but it's not actually going to work. I think that's a very helpful service that could be offered.
How you doing, Jared Darren from Panasonic? Just a quick question. So is there any recruitment strategy behind HETMA for bringing on new colleges? And then since we were talking about DE&I, to add on to that, is any thought behind incorporating HBCUs and getting them, the AV managers and tech managers into the fold with that as well?
Well, yeah, we're trying to get the word out as best as we can. I mean, Mike, that falls more under your purview.
Yeah, great question. The honest answer is we're still in the formulation stage of exactly how we're gonna. I mean, there's thousands of institutions of higher ed in the United States, and so it's certainly our mission to get to every one of them. But we're still kind of working out exactly the formulation of how we're going to get that done. So for now, it's still a lot of word of mouth, a lot of social media. That's just kind of our current mode. But actually, as manufacturers, you could certainly be a huge benefit to us in that way, right? As you guys are meeting with your client base in higher ed, anything you can do to mention us would be incredibly appreciated.
You guys have like a one sheet or something, or just a contact. Like yesterday, University of Memphis and Denison. Yeah, we just had a meeting. Two current customers, and we were advocates of HETMA, and we said, hey, you should join this organization. So they knew a little bit about it, but not a lot of it. So you make sure you email us too.
Yeah.
HETMA.org.
Yeah, HETMA.org. Send them right there, because I'll.
And so,
when they say two-way street,
Lex, it sounds like you just got a new assignment. Make a one page for us that we can hand off to our manufacturer.
Maybe like a digital one, yeah, like your dot. Yeah, and I actually. There you go. And I was just saying, even for. There you go. Yeah, and as I'm actually looking here in the room, and people I know I've met, I know we've registered quite a few new members during this InfoComm as well. So there is active recruitment going on right now, which actually leads us into, before somebody else asks, Ryan. I'll go back to Ryan Gray's question. With InfoComm21 coming only a few months away, what can HETMA do to be a higher profile there and boost membership? So is that kind of like, I mean, Mike, that kind of falls.
Traveling again.
Yeah, we got, yeah.
I'm sorry, I was trying to talk.
That, no, you can chime in on that, Joe. I mean, you've got the bigger plan in your head, so.
This is your organization now.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, I could leave it up to you guys too. Like, what do you think we could do to better increase our numbers and?
I have an idea.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, I do believe, I can't say with 100% certainty,
But I'm pretty certain Panasonic will be at InfoComm 2022 in June.
Okay.
What we would probably be interested in to have that conversation is maybe a part of our booth. We have a HETMA area where new recruits can come in. Obviously the manufacturer, we pay for that. That's a huge investment. I don't know if HETMA has all those funds just yet. If you do, congratulations. But it is a huge investment. So I would say let's work with your manufacturing partners in general, and perhaps we can return a solid and have an area at our booth that promotes HETMA.
That would be great. Oh, wait, hold, all right, now we can go to Joe.
hey, you talk money, so.
But yeah, oh. All right, go ahead, John.
So, and one of the ideas I would think of was I was walking by Avixa's area. You know, they had this huge whatever. It is maybe we could, you know, and partner even more with them. You know, so it would be organizational related and not necessarily a manufacturing related, you know, type thing. So when people were coming over, you know, here's InfoComm and here's Avixa and here's the HETMA, you know, organization.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. Okay, now we can get the microphone to Joe because it brought up money, so he wants to talk now.
I'm all about the Benjamins. Actually, I think that everything you both just said, you know, we had grand plans, but we had to be smart in how we rolled them out. And as we had these conversations, we did have to take a stop and actually form a real org before we did it, hence the forming the nonprofit. So that was a big thing. What I envision is at InfoComm 22, that we go through, when someone's walking by all the manufacturers, that they see the HETMA approved stamp on all of your stuff. And they see it as they're walking by to know, and they'll see that, and I love the getting a presence. We actually talked about having a booth at this one. We had those conversations, but we also knew that when we had, you know, we are working with Avixa, who has been a huge proponent. When we said, let's do something, you know, when we reached out, they think Avixa donated this, we got all this done, but the only spot open was Friday at 2 o'clock, and we didn't know exactly who would come. We knew we'd have a lot online, but who would actually come? We didn't know. Half the time, you know, people leave early, so who's actually can change their flight or be here and stay till Saturday? So there were a lot of those things. So I see as we move to Vegas, this event changes days. It'd be on Tuesday or Thursday. We move into where it has Prime, and you'll see our logo and our stamp, our HETMA approved stamp that Lexi already designed. Woo! See? That Lex designed throughout the show floor. And if that doesn't get attention, I don't know what does. You know? So that's kind of the plan. I love that. Thank you, Ryan, for that question, because we're coming fast and furious on the next things.
Yeah. And I will say, I did hear from many people on the floor who saw this green HETMA, or yellow, what color is this, Lex?
Special color.
Okay. This special color of HETMA that we have on here, was like, there are a lot of you here. I was like, yeah, there are. And they were like, and so it's being noticed, and we're being noticed out there. So the more questions we get with the special colors that we have, we can, I think that'll definitely help in driving up things. Go ahead, Jimmy, once the microphone gets to you.
One awesome thing that I think would be really helpful to kind of spread more is everybody does a case study, right? You have Crestron and every brand who has a case study. If HETMA could partner with those case studies, it's almost like a HETMA approved case study, but also focusing more on normal things, right? Like every case study's we put in a gigantic video wall, and it's the one project that they boast at that university. I want to see the 200 normal classrooms that someone does. So having case studies like that people can, see what other universities are doing would be really helpful in, I think, spreading the awareness of HETMA as well.
cool, yeah. Okay. BC had to drop off, so he says goodbye to everybody and see you at InfoComm21.
I've just got a question. Just found out about HETMA yesterday.
Okay, well, welcome.
I think I'm signed up now. But is there any kind of like a discussion board online forum?
Yes, we do have a Slack channel that we at multiple Slack channels that we maintain as far as equipment discussions, general conversation, events. Like, so there's a lot of information out there for that. So.
Once I see your email, I'll load you into it. So.
Well, there's another higher ed AVIT Slack channel by the illustrious.
Oh, there he is, and there's James. There's James King now sitting in the back. Anything else? Well, we are at, oh, James, go ahead. Oh, and actually you could introduce yourself because you missed out on all that too, so.
Yeah, just because it was brought up, first off, I'm James King, Stockton University, New Jersey. I am the 3-year at-large HETMA board member. But as Mike recently mentioned, there is that higher ed AVIT Slack group, which is limited just to us folks, sorry, manufacturers. But that's what HETMA is for, and we do have that Slack group. But if you are in higher ed AVIT, you want on there, just either email Joe or reach out to me, and we'll get you on there and we collaborate. As Mike said, we have equipment discussion, troubleshooting, and just general rants.
Yep. Going back to my, anybody else out there on the Zoom, or I'm going over to YouTube right now. Give me a second. That's weird seeing myself on the YouTube. You know, actually, I should wait like 30 seconds for the YouTube people to catch up to us. Oh yes, we also do have monthly meetings. Third Friday of every month. Thank you. Yeah, I just go based off of my calendar, whatever it says. So you'll get that invite too once you've gotten tapped into the system, and you can register for it's just a Zoom call. And I think, is there anything else I'm missing for general? I think that kind of covers as far as general notes. I mean, the Slack channel is where we get a lot of the information out. So once we get you logged into there, you'll be able to see like everything that's going on. We had one that was for those of us that were here for InfoComm, and it was just a bustle of information and swag, and and so it was a lot of fun, and also to know where everybody was going and what was happening during that time. So. And John Cheatham says, I just wanted to say I miss everyone, and I hope to see you all in person next year. And Ryan Gray says, well, he'll see us all there and at InfoComm22. Make sure I don't want to miss anybody out there. All right, well, we can start to, I'll bring Joe back up here for some final thoughts while he's got 6 minutes.
I can waste 6 minutes.
Well, yeah, I know. I wanted to give them as much time and give you as little.
Big round of applause for Mr. Tim Van Wart.
Oh, well, since we're plugging things too, I am also the host of the AV Life podcast. Every Monday morning, released on all your favorite podcast channels.
It's Monday-ish. It's like, wait, am I gonna promote this? Oh, I'm gonna get to it in a little bit, don't worry, I'll get it posted.
But usually it is Monday.
By the way, the AV Life 200th episode.
Yes.
Next week, Monday.
Yes, it'll come out on Monday. I've got some very special guests that I've tracked down and I've recorded, and you'll get to hear from them. And we're gonna be sharing some memories over the last 200 episodes. between myself and the previous host, Corey Moss, for those who know Corey from his decades of work within the AV industry. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I am too.
All right, I guess the very last thing that, wow, that's how you get done.
Am I on? Am I on?
Oh yeah, all right. We have a lot more food, okay? They like doubled up, tripled up the food. So you need to make like triple decker sandwiches. And then I think we got about 25 bottles of wine left, so make sure you just open up your, oh, that's not a bad idea. I just want to say again, thank you everybody, especially those online, those who are watching virtually, those who are on the YouTube. I just am in awe that this is happening and the partnerships and relationships that we've had and that we're developing. The one thing we stand for, even though we are an advocacy group for the business practices of higher ed within the AV vertical, we're not successful without our community. So I just want to thank you all for everything. So again, just, oh, bless your little heart. So thank you everyone for coming, and grab some more food, enjoy. Thank you everyone watching online. We'll see you at InfoComm21. Well, we'll see you at our virtual event coming up, then InfoComm22. All right, thank you all. Yeah, thank you, Freeman, for getting everything set back up. Grab food, everybody. Grab another Sammy and some drinks. They're going to close this down, but we can stay and get some cocktails. Thanks, all.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Good seeing you, man.
We'll see you. So good. Hopefully all's good there, or we'll be okay.
Amazing. It will be okay. We appreciate it.
All right. Love you guys.
All right. We'll be seeing you then. Talk to you later.